Many people seem to labor under the delusion that a foreskin is nothing but trouble. They think by circumcising a baby, they'll prevent them from a lifetime of problems. And this is 100% false. 100% false. You even hear people say, well, if we don't do it now, then he'll just have to do it later. Or, well, we'll just prevent him needing to be circumcised later. They often talk as if it's inevitable that if they don't do it now, they're just putting it off. And they don't seem to get the idea that circumcision is never going to be necessary. This whole idea that better do it now, save trouble later, it's based on completely wrong information and things like that. They have bought into the idea that a guy who's not circumcised is just going to have one infection after another. And that's also not true. They think it's going to be more trouble for them when he's a baby because they think they've been told that it's more difficult to keep clean. They think they need to retract the foreskin and wash inside there. But this is absolutely what you must not do. Forcing the foreskin back, that is disrupting the connection between the foreskin and the head of the penis, which often does not break apart until puberty. It varies from different ages, but that's when retraction naturally happens, when this connection starts to dissolve as a boy grows and develops. So what they have been told to do by forcing it back and cleaning under it, it's the same as taking a fingernail, ripping it back, cleaning it to prevent infection. You don't do that. Neither do you do that with the foreskin. There's a common expression for what you do is you clean what is seen. You just wipe the outside of the foreskin, or the outside of the entire penis actually, like a finger, like this. That's it. That is all that you do. So therefore, it's even easier. So for people that are saying they think that being uncircumcised or intact is more difficult, it's actually easier than circumcising. For a guy who is, grown, one of the things that, people seem to have all these ideas that it's more difficult. Oh, well, it takes so long to clean in the shower. It's not rocket science. It doesn't take a million years. Once you're naturally retractable, you pull it back, you rinse with water, you pull it back, you're done. 2 seconds. You absolutely do not use soap because that causes problems. That causes irritation. It makes the environment more friendly to yeast, as I've talked about in other videos. It's like taking soap and scrubbing up inside your eyelid. You'll get eye infections if you do that because those parts of the body, soap is not good for it. Furthermore, people seem to think it'd be so hard to pee or whatever. It's like, no, you just pee. There's an opening at the end of the foreskin. Pee just comes out. You don't need to retract to pee. Just think of it. You weren't supposed to be retracting for your first however many years of life, and you peed just fine. There's no need to suddenly, when you're retractable, must pull back. No. You can just pee through the foreskin, and then when you're done, you squeeze and shake, and you're all good. It's very, very simple. And people that try to make it sound complicated are trying to promote circumcision. Either that, or they are just ignorant of the foreskin and how a penis is supposed to function. So, a foreskin does not make anything more difficult. Also, the foreskin with the penis is how it's supposed to be. When people try to make it so complicated, like, oh, well, to pee, you need to pull it back and all this kind of thing, it's like, don't you realize penis is designed to function with foreskin? That's how it's made. That's how it's supposed to work. It's people that have messed with it by taking off the most important part of it. It causes problems. Leaving it as it's meant to be does not cause problems. What causes problems is then when people mistreat it, as you would with any part of the body. If you don't treat it properly, in the case of the foreskin, it means you leave it alone and you don't force it back. And also, once you are naturally retractable, not using soap, all of those things are bad and will cause problems. But it's not because of the foreskin. It's not the foreskin's fault. It's the bad information that people have been given and that they are acting on. That's what's causing the problem. You can't blame the foreskin for people's wrong actions. You know, it's the wrong action which is causing the problem, not the foreskin. So remember, the foreskin is made to function, the penis is made to function with foreskin on it. Removing it is not natural, it's not normal, it's not what it's supposed to be like. So we need to stop circumcision. There is no excuse for it. The foreskin is awesome, and it's how it's supposed to be. That's how the penis is designed to work.